Welcome to AutoCon. I'm happy to be here again. I'm doing something a little different today. I'd like to start by sharing a bit of nostalgia from my childhood. It'll give you an idea how different life was when I grew up during the 30s and the 40s. Is the way we live today better? Yes, in many ways, but there's something special about the simple life. Life was definitely less hectic then. I walked to school and my parents didn't have to worry about safety. I could go to the playground and stay all day and just come back for meals. For a few pennies, I could go to the corner store and buy candy for a treat. I brought a small piece, some of you can't see it, of these candy dots that were on paper, and for a penny, we used to get a big strip, and they lasted all day. So for us, that was exciting. Another treat was the small wax bottles. Some of you may have seen them, most of you may have not. Little wax bottles that were filled with colored sugar water. We would bite the tip off, drink the water, and then chew the wax. So for a penny, that was a great treat for us. Swimming pools were a rarity then. We went under the sprinkler for fun, and my brother and I chased each other with the hose. Also, the sound of the Good Humor truck was probably the most exciting part of our day. We ran in as fast as we could to get my mother and ask her for money for a popsicle. For us, that was such a treat. Today's kids have so many treats that would not be a novelty. I played hopscotch on the sidewalks, red light in the driveway, and hide and go seek with my friends. I roller skated outside, ice skated at a small brook, and pulling my brother or my friends on a sled was actually a lot of fun. Parties back then for the children's birthdays were small, unlike today when some of my grandchildren have these monumental birthdays at places where they can have fun. Birthdays were just birthday cake and juice. There were no goodie bags. And back then, our favors were just tiny crepe paper cups filled with candy. There were no computers or calculators when I went to school. We did math in our heads. And occasionally we went to a movie, which was a treat to get a candy bar. We listened to radio, and I had no television until I was in 7th grade. There were only a few channels, so that was exciting for us, and the shows were mostly family-oriented. We ate meals together with no interruptions. We talked to each other rather than watching TV. Just recently, I was at a trivia group with my friends at our senior development, and one of the questions was, what percentage of Americans eat their meals in front of the TV? And surprisingly enough, the answer was 67%. So that says a lot from how different life is now from what it was. On Christmas, we only had a few presents, and we had to play with them throughout the year. A novelty was having an insulated milk box and a milkman who brought milk 3 times a week. And the milk was in glass bottles, the cream rose to the top, no such a thing as half and half. We just poured it off, and it was used for our coffee. You could buy bread at a store, but there was a Dugan truck that delivered bread and baked goods if you wanted them. So instead of calling, you just put a big D in the window, and the Dugan man would stop. A man also came through the neighborhood to sharpen knives and scissors. Today, people would just replace them. Our family only had one car. Our street was very quiet, and there were not any major highways, so we had to go places very slowly. Going to the shore just took hours, which now today people get to very quickly. My mom didn't drive until I was in junior high, so I had to take a bus to go shopping. And there were no malls, So we shopped in small stores, just walked to them. And today, every day is a sale day, but when I grew up, there were only 2 sales a year. One that was at the end of the summer and the other at Christmas. And when we were sick, we stayed in bed, unlike today's kids. And Vicks Vapor Rub and cough syrup and aspirin were the normal things given. And if we had a fever, our doctor made house calls and came the same day that we called and issued a simple remedy. There was only one phone in our house, and some people had to share a party line. I don't know how many of you know about a party line, but different people use the same number. So if you picked up the phone, you had to wait until that person was finished. I have to say that I'm definitely a fan of the new technology. Even at my age, I was not afraid to try new things. So I use my computer and my iPad every day. I have an iPhone, I text, I email, I'm on Facebook, and I'm about ready to update my website. My poems and devotions are published regularly in different denominational magazines and books. And the most exciting news that I'd like to share with you, the release of my first book will be on my 80th birthday on November 16th. It will be on... Thank you. I really am excited. It'll be on Amazon as an ebook and also as a soft cover. The book is called Double Vision, Seeing God in Everyday Life Through Devotions and Poetry. It will have 30 devotions, each paired with a poem on the same topic. My publisher surprised me the other day and moved my release date from the beginning of next year to the present date of my birthday. When he heard that my birthday was in November, he said, I'll do that for you. We don't have a cover for the book yet, but if you go onto Amazon and click the Double Vision, the name of the book, or my name, Frances Gregory Pasch, it does come up, and you can pre-order the book if you'd like to. Despite the fact that everything is changing from year to year and continually will, there is one constant, one person that never changes, God. The Bible says He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That gives stability to my life, and I hope it does to yours too. I'd like you to remember that God has a purpose for each of you that only you can fill. He has given each of us special talents to touch others in different ways. Never compare yourself to others. We are each unique, and you can fulfill and use the gifts that God has given you. Throughout the Bible, God has used ordinary people over and over again and equipped them to do extraordinary things. He is the same today, and He can do it for you. And I feel blessed that He used me starting at the age of 50 when I had never written poems and devotions before, but when I got closer to Him. So my messages begin to start today to make every day count. Psalm 90:12 in the New Living Translation says, "Teach us to number our days and recognize how few they are. Help us to spend them as we should." Start today and make a difference. Be an encourager while you are here. Set the tone for this convention as it starts. Smile throughout the day and be cheerful and uplift those around you. Spread your enthusiasm about learning new technology. Your attitude will be contagious. Be willing to share your ideas with others. They in turn will share their ideas with you. Make time to socialize with new people. I do that at every conference I go to. Look around and see if anyone is alone or looks lost, and invite them to sit with you at a meal. You'd be surprised how a gesture like that can relieve someone's anxiousness. If someone asks you to join them, accept the invitation instead of always staying with the same people. God may be opening a door for you that you would miss otherwise. He can open new doors for you, I'm sure of that, because He's done it for me so many times. Make the most of your time while you're here. There's a wealth of information for you to absorb to improve your business, but the key is putting it into operation when you get back home. Walking into new territory is sometimes scary, but as you take the first step, things will fall into place. Thank you for coming to this convention and enjoy every minute.